Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Epic LAN 24. Today, I'm joined by my good friend Inti. How are you doing, my man?
Yeah, doing well. Second time we've cast a series today, so should be warmed up for it.
Definitely, we'll be jumping right into the action. We've got London Lynx versus NEDS in the lower consolidation match to decide who goes on to the lower bracket final. As NEDS all set up towards this A bomb site, there's no one there. They're playing a really nice laid-back setup. Does Neil actually missing a ton of shots, but Trouble gets the first kill, and now went into a 5 vs 4 retake.
Yeah, so London Lynx do have the advantage, but the bomb is down, so do need to make some work here. Mog actually in a good position, possibly on quad, and a lot of confusion as a bomb possibly was in contention to be defused there, and it's all on Cyber who's going to get taken down, and Mog's going to find the final frag. And well, not a great start for London Lynx. I'm going to concede pistol.
No, especially if you're on the CT side of Cash, you want to try and get an up as soon as possible. You know, it helps really in long range duels trying to get the mid control. But they're going to be buying up Emmy. Wonderful little bit of damage onto Trouble. Just playing a little bit of a default. As actually, two players have pushed through. Neil gets one, but Cyber takes it back. Emmy's already up high. Has to reset the spray. But now that is mid control firmly in the hands of the terrorists. But they're not going to capitalize on it just yet.
Yeah, London Lynx now have taken a little bit of a beating so far. Trouble End's still going to have a scout, and we've seen what he can do in previous games with the scout. He's managed to line up some shots on quite a few different maps, and well, possibility for him to do it here, but Jay's going to be able to land a few shots and bang on target onto Trials there, and just off the screen there, he also manages to find Trouble End, so that's going to mean it's all going to be on Ryback. He's going to be able to find Emmy. Not going to push forward to try and find the weapon. 1 versus 3 at the moment. We'll look to save the Mac 10, try and bring that one through to the next round by the looks of it as he pushes back towards Squeaky. Ned's going to be able to have 3 players, most likely anyway, move forward to the next round, and then they are going to be able to pick up round number 2 as what should have been expected going into this one.
Yeah, I'm slightly perplexed as to why Ryback didn't decide to go search the body of Emmy. Maybe he thought that there was still a player with Emmy, but considering the amount of time that he had to run away, then he should have really sort of cottoned on to the fact that there wasn't anyone there. As we actually go into a pause.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely one of his teammates could have communicated. Maybe if there was a specific player that at one point was nearby.
Yeah. I mean, we can't hear the calls because we're here. And we don't have access to the team speaking anyway. That'd be pretty unfair.
Not to mention as well, just sort of the way that being in a LAN hole will affect your judgment, and you can hear all the noise at the very start of such an important game. You know, you're going to be a little bit anxious. You're going to want to be careful, and I think maybe that was probably just being overly careful. That being said, I think while we have this break, one thing to touch on was that match that has just been played. London Lynx versus, I think it was...
It was Crisp.
Yeah, Crisp. And, well, that one didn't half go on for quite some time. It actually got to the point where I actually had to duck away for the game a few points. It wasn't myself casting. You had a nice little team up of Yumi and B-Magic casting that one. And, well... it didn't half go on. I think they started casting it, and it went on for a
solid 3, maybe even 4 hours.
I honestly couldn't tell you. But it got to the point, I think, at some point where we had to have a little caster swap for Yumi to run to the toilet, and well, just quite weren't ready for how long that one went over. I think that went to triple overtime before that one finished.
No, quadruple overtime.
4 overtimes.
4 overtimes on overpass, and on the point of that, if you're London Lynx, you've got to try and take the time to reset yourself. But with the little break in between, it allowed them to get some food, get some drinks into their system, and then you just get to cool down a little bit.
It's only a fast reset though, not a lot of time, especially not the same amount of time that non-educated delinquents have had in this scenario. They've had
like I want to say around 2 hours of breaks.
Yeah,
because they finished relatively early. They got a 2-0 over Islamic Stake.
So should be a full mental reset for them really, and they've also had that time as well to keep warming up, you know, talk about the game ahead, and even watch London Lynx in their match and get an idea of how they play on some of these maps. They're probably not going to have a good idea of Train, but
no, we haven't really seen it, but they did play Inferno.
But you can also get a stronger idea as well on your teammate. Look at who plays what roles, where, the aggression of specific players. There's a lot you can get even if it's a different map, and I think that's one of the good things at the moment coming out from, you know, from NEDS' perspective, which has to be the fact that they've had that time. But London Lynx maybe a little exhausted, maybe a little tired, and even if they win this one, they've been playing for so long, going into another game against CEX, games like this really do test both your stamina and your mental preparedness going into it.
Yeah, mental fortitude is such a big factor, especially in a game of CS. If you're the IGL for either team, you've got to try and think clearly, which after a long day of CS isn't quite as easy as it sounds like it would, but already this looks like it's going to be an all-out war. Everyone towards this A site. Nades come raining in, the nade stack just to make sure that no one's there. And now this is where it could get hairy. Neil gets one, Emmy gets one as well, Mog as well as Mog. Triple frag for the round. Not much you can really say about that whirlwind round. They did lose 2 players.
Not a bad round considering from London Lynx's perspective. Didn't really invest much into that round, and being able to find those 2 players does add a little bit of cash to the bank balance, and we are going to see 4 and 4s and an all coming out for them. So
yeah, they've got the boost, and actually that flash could catch anyone off, but Trouble not looking anywhere. Ping does boost up, as will Trials. This could be so big. Gets the kill onto Emmy and quite rightly does back away. Sniper gets out, as I was going to say that. Neil does take him down from the red box. So frags and damage exchanged for the time being. We've still got 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to be probing every single direction they can. Mog indoor. He does like to play this door position. Saw it play out last round. Trials is also going to be a massive player here. He can be quick on the rotate to both sides, as Mog is going to be the man to try for a fake.
yeah, Mog doing a great job there at faking that A site. 3 steps are going to keep these 2 players, and on A side, we are going to see another player in mid, so Trouble N could find himself quite overrun here towards that B site, but looking at where he is at the moment, nice little angle. We've got 1 player in vents as well, so in fact, the Neds, this couldn't go the way they expect it to. Trouble N's going to find himself a frag off your screen, and Ryback to find a frag onto Mog, and Trials going to find a frag onto Ping. Jay's going to go down in the end. Trials is going to find that one. London Lynx are going to pick up their first round. Quite a few off-camera frags there. I do apologise for not picking those up on the stream. That being said, London Lynx are going to find themselves on the board after a good save for them in some respects, able to find 2 T players in the round previous to the one we've just seen, able to get some good weaponry, some good some utility, and now we might just see London Lynx be able to start racking some rounds up together at the moment. That being said, Eddie's going to find a frag onto Cyber, and a little bit of an exchange here towards A main as we see frags coming out left, right and centre. London Lynx are going to go down to 3 players at the moment. Trouble N, Brody and Trials remaining at the moment, as Ping currently towards Squeaky. Rest of his team's going to be in A main, and it's going to be interesting to see what Neds can do in this situation, because we're in a 3 versus 3.
I'm glad that Brody switched up his position now. He was stuck by the forklift, and that's not a position you want to be in when you have an AWP in your hands. especially with the amount of utility that they've got. They've only got 3 flashes between them, whilst the terrorist side do have 3 smokes and 2 Molotovs between them. They've got less flashes, but when you're a terrorist on cash, those smokes can be very, very pivotal. Got 50 seconds left on the clock, and they're still just waiting for either team to get the opportunity, and there it is. Jay gets one. That's going to force a slight rotation out, but it's not going to help. It's not going to help.
London Lynx not falling for that one at all, but that being said, might not matter as Ping finds the frag onto Trials, and that's just going to put Brody in this situation. Going to find quite a few bullets from the player of Ping, and NEDS not going to allow London Lynx to get us back into the game as we might have thought after that first round they found in the previous.
Yeah, there was... going back to the previous round, the reason why NEDS actually lost that was because they weren't actually playing very disciplined. They were really playing sloppy. Trouble N survived for so long because there was still a Molotov that missed, but Jay chasing down those eco frags. Now that they've seen that there's a push towards B, should be a point to try and possibly get some mid control. But because of the pistols and weaponry that they have, that London Lynx have, excuse me, you know, there's not much that they want to do.
Yeah, London Lynx actually forcing around pretty much the FAMAS of Trials in this round, and be interesting to see if this investment pays off. NEDS at the moment possibly just probing, maybe just trying to get a little bit of information. Ping's going to find himself in A main. Looks like we are going to see Ping with the bomb. Even Neil with the bomb, and Ping crawling close to squeaking. It should be an A hit we see at the moment. Very slow start to this round. Not a lot to speak on at the moment in regards to what's going on. Jay just looking to possibly do a bit of harassment to that B site, but even he's not going to find anyone at this point. Moving towards the I site with the rest of his team, going to give some support in this. And well,
smokes out. The
NEDS.
Molotov's going to be crucial. That Molotov could burn people, but the frags are going the way of NEDS. The trades come in very, very quickly. Trials does get himself a 3k, but Ping and Jay survive the round, and it shouldn't have been that close for them. The weaponry was in the favour of NEDS. They all had AKs and AWPs. Whilst London Lynx, there was one FAMAS on Trials and everyone else had pistols. But they survive it just about. And now they get into a round as Emmy going to be looking for those eco frags. With the amount of people that he's seen, he should be calling to his team, go A fast. But it seems already now the bomb's going, and it should be going down fairly soon.
Yeah, it is sort of going on that line at the moment. London Lynx doing the quick U-turn, and they're going to head up towards Struck, and Jay could have an absolute field day here. Possibly could have lined up for him, but Trouble N in that exchange. Going to captivate on that aggression. It's actually going to be Cyber who's going to get the AK-47. Mog, in fact, though, going to make sure that this isn't going to do anything. And Mog straight through the smoke, insight knowing where that player might be, and it's going to work out for him in the end. London Lynx aren't going to get anything too special out of that round. They are going to be able to get some weaponry in terms of this round. Limited utility on some of these players, but that being said, NEDS at the moment looking really strong.
They really are on the utility, as you said. It's not good. You know, they're 10 seconds into the round. They've only got 2 smokes, and the B hit's already in. A lovely change of pace there from NEDS as 1-2 for Neil. And now the Molotov comes out, and this is beautiful play, but Mog also there to get the frag onto Cyber, and now Ryback seemingly has to save.
Yeah, not a lot to do at the moment for Ryback. One of the interesting things there is double molly towards Heaven. Possibly a bit of a utility way, especially considering where Ryback is at the moment. Going to try and save towards CT spawn. if Neds want to chase him, it's going to be one of the first places I'd suggest they would go. They know where roughly he's going to be, but I'd suggest if they're going to want to play it safe, they'll probably exit towards that T-spawn, and that's exactly what they're doing. Sticking together as a team, very smart, not going to give any weapons up towards this CT or lose any themselves. Ryback is going to be able to bring his weapon through to the next round, but still not looking good for London Lynx. Neds 7 rounds to 1 at the moment. Great start for them coming into this cash map. I believe it was their pick.
Yes,
with
it was.
Train going to be your next map, a London Lynx pick. And if we need it, I believe our final map is Inferno.
Yeah, so a map very widely seen within the UK scene. I did see a question chat from Phrase RCS. If you are just joining us, this is not the lower bracket semi-final. That was the previous game on stream. This is the lower consolidation match to decide who goes into the lower bracket final against the team of CEX. But just pistols. Neil doing a little bit of damage onto Cyber. Not a lot, but right now, both teams just waiting for some aggression. And I believe it actually will come in the form of this A main push, but Mog gets a double after they take down Emmy. And now bomb site is indeed open. They have to just make sure, just in case they've run into stacks before. And Mog, once again with a third. Jay picks up the last, and once again, a fairly clean round. The bank growing for the Ned side, and now I believe a pause comes in, and I feel this should definitely be a tactical pause on the side of London Lynx. The rounds that they have, the one round was, if anything, rather a lucky one to win.
Yeah, in regards to games like these, always a tricky one to, from a casting perspective, really one-sided start to this one, and because of what the impact it's having to London Lynx, we're often seeing them having to purchase pistols and save up rounds, and unfortunately for them, Ned's not giving them any chance to find anything, lucky in these rounds. Oftentimes playing things really safe, exiting safe. At the moment, Ned's London Lynx essentially going to have to really start to change the way they're playing this CT side for me to have a belief that they're going to be able to pull any more rounds before we get to half time. That being said, we are going to be underway. It's going to be interesting to see if Neds can keep this up at the moment. Round 10 coming in at the moment. 8-1 to Neds if you are just joining us. Map 1 of this best of 3. And well, nice little nade there. That's going to bring Neil down to 54 HP as we start this one off. So, not the best of starts for Neds. Well, Trials going to be in a nice little spot. Jay's going to back straight into him, reversing right into some bullets. And well, Neds have lost a player, and that gives London Lynx a bit of a fighting chance and maybe a bit of hope that they can start finding something, but that's going to go straight back against them. Cyber's going to go down, and Mog's going to be the one to find the frag. 4 versus 4. Bomb still towards that T-spawn area, but it's looking like these Neds players are going to start urging their way towards this A site at the moment. It has been probably their favourable site going forward into this one. Ryback going to be the one to watch highway, and he might just find the player of Neil. Maybe he tries to back up his team. Be interesting to see if Ryback possibly gets distracted as these players push out.
I know what they're going to do. They're going to get the guys in A main to smoke out and flash out to distract from the highway players. And as the attention is turned, the highway players come up and will get a backstab. But Trouble with the Molotov out right in the wrong position. And Pink finally gets the kill. And now the Rat comes in. As now Neil just demolishing Brody and Trials in towards the CT area. And although it didn't quite go as I said it was, it still worked.
It was sort of similar to that fact. I think mid-control being the key factor to that round. Ned's been able to take full control of that. That will allow them to go towards highway and then through to CT, towards CT spawn, as we saw really late on into that round, and effectively being able to get back and around these players has given them a lot of energy. looked for a second like maybe he could have got caught out there, but not to be. Emmy the only one to go down at the moment for this NEDS side, as we see a bit of a CZ buy coming out for London Lynx at the moment. Neil gonna possibly find trouble end, and that's gonna be all it wrote for that round. 10-1 at the moment. Really one-sided game coming out at the moment as NEDS just looking supreme in this game.
They are, and just look at the amount of money that they have. Neil maxes himself out at 16k, doesn't need to buy anything actually. As I say that, he does drop an AK-47 to J, but the utility's still pretty good on London Lynx's side. I just really want Brody to finally pick up some utility for himself, but he hears the drop, gets the first kill, needs to try and get away from the angle. Flash goes out, he gets blinded, Pink comes around the corner, gets one kill, and gets away with only a speck of damage against his name. So now, Molotov actually goes deep into connector, making sure that they keep this mid control. They unfortunately don't have control of any other area. But with the way that Cash works, with the vent system and with Highway, it can allow so many different variations on the same tactic. Especially as because mid-smoke, they could theoretically go through that smoke and then wrap around onto one of the sites. But already, bomb looking like it's positioned towards B, but as I said that, it goes back.
I think one of the main things at the moment for London Lynx is just trying to keep this competitive at this point. You know, I think some of the rounds have been close, but NEDS in a lot of exchanges have just outsmarted and you know, possibly even got into the heads of some of these London Lynx players, and this is what we expected. I sort of, you know, almost favoured London Lynx, even though I haven't seen NEDS play so far. They've had a really great tournament so far, despite being in the lower bracket. And Cyber gonna find himself manages to find one via a wallbang, and Emmy is going to be on 9 HP, and London Lynx should be on due course here to find round number 2. Something would have to go incredibly wrong, or a great play coming out from Emmy, but not to be. Trial's going to find it.
He made noise. He made noise so that he could die before the round ended. Although, you know, the economy's so strong, you know, there's still a lot to play for. Is now something you don't tend to see on a T side, a double AWP setup. Emmy and Mog being the ones, a flash out for Mog.
Well,
won't spot anyone, and that should hopefully be mid control successfully taken, but there will be a rotation in towards white box from Brody, who only has an M4, unfortunately.
Yeah, that double AWP setup, going back to what you're saying about that, I think when you see that on a T side, it's all going to be about getting these early picks and waiting for a mistake coming out from London Lynx, and that's going to come from the player of Trials, peeking out into the scope of Emmy, and this is exactly what these AWPs are going to be used for. Finding a couple of these London Lynx players, that opens the game up completely for them. They can then use these AK-47 players to start pushing sites at that point. So really great player finding weapons, and well, not looking good for London Lynx. They have lost Trials. Certainly not over for them yet, as Ryback going to start moving towards that mid area. It is quite an important area for them to hold. You know, we've seen a lot of plays coming out from NEDS, which has been crucial to them taking that, you know, that mid presence.
Yeah, and with the amount of players that are on towards boost, actually that becomes one. I was gonna say it looks like it would be a B split, but it looks just as if Neil is going to be a little bit of a lurker, as now the attack comes in and Pink gets blinded at precisely the wrong moment. The anti-flashes come in, Trouble gets one, can he get a second? Not so far, but now is when the double AWPs are gonna be the worst. Mog gets a kill now, but the spray lines up for Cyber, but now we're into 2 versus 2. Brody gets a kill and Mog runs out onto site, not enough time left. And that's going to be a third round for London Lynx. They avoid the reset, but the money still incredibly, incredibly good for the terrorist side. I want to say that round, as good as NEDS have been, it's not good when they run the time down that long.
Well, with this one, to be fair, if London Lynx can take the next 2 rounds before the half, it's still going to stay, you know, quite in comeback territory for them. 10-3 at the moment, but hey,
if they win the pistol round, 6 rounds, and then if they win the 2 other, it's then 8 to 10.
And then game on pretty much. So don't count London Lynx out just yet, but it's still a road ahead of them that they've got to walk down. And well, NEDS have been looking good so far. So let's see if they can get back on track at this point. London Lynx have been able to steal around, and well, NEDS now making a play towards that A site. Very much a congregation of NEDS players going to be around this at the moment. No one towards the B site or mid. We don't see NEDS taking that mid control that we've seen them taking quite a few rounds so far.
They definitely haven't, but this is where it's going to be fun. The double actually door push comes in, but Pink gets the first headshot. Can he get a second? No, Brody shuts it down on the site. Trolls dunks a nade onto Mog, and now it's just Emmy in a 1 versus 3 situation, and actually tags Trolls through the board of the forklift. And if you're Emmy, you've got to think, how did I not get that kill?
Yeah, going to be unfortunate for him in that situation, but London Lynx definitely, you know, getting a little bit on track potentially to get back into this one at this point. I think NEDS work that little bit better when they take that, you know, that control towards mid and start working up highway for an A push. I think that's where they're a lot better spent, but Brody's going to take down Mog early on, and that's going to dent this mid take that they're taking. And, well, Caster's Curse, just as I say, they should be taking mid. It's all going to go wrong for NEDS. Emmy and Jay going to be the last life at the moment, and, well, London Lynx know the position of Jay. This guy's going to keep demolishing, though, as he starts making his way up. Not going to be, though. London Lynx going to make it 10-5 as we move into the second half. And a game that we thought for a second might have lost some of its competitiveness.
Brings it right back.
Brings it right back. Just like you said, if London Lynx can win this pistol round now, which we're going straight into at the moment, well, could very much be game on again.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how London Lynx do play this on the terrorist side. No utility for either teams, no kits. It's just going to be straight Angels, and it's going to be what I like to call the good old Russian, a Suka Rush B. As Trouble gonna be the first man in, but Emmy gets the first kill and a second. Neil and Emmy getting themselves wonderful kills and shutting it right down. The comeback might be gone already.
London Lynx, wow. What are they going to be feeling at this point? They just started to get their feet back into comeback territory, and, well, NEDS showing them that maybe that's not going to be as easy as they expected. They've got the advantage now, should be able to pick up this round and possibly another. London Lynx will be able to get themselves some weaponry in this next round, but advantage definitely in the side of NEDS at the moment, as we do see a couple of players boost up, and Bomb is going to head towards the A site. Ping's going to put down a nice re-smoke there, and that might just delay this push for just a little bit of time, and actually going to allow Mog plenty of time to rotate around as well. But Jay, thought for a second that the players were going to line up for him. Cyber and Ryback down low, and Ryback's going to be the last alive at the moment.
Can't do much with it, unfortunately, and that actually, despite the fact that both Jay and Mog did go down, it was really good positioning from the NEDS team, especially on that A site from Emmy, looking down highway, making sure to play the rifles at range, and just stick to their strengths. And now going to be a full block rush. Are they? Oh my word, they're doing what I think they're doing. They're doing a squeaky push for Emmy. 1, 2, 3. Ping links up for the other two, and no impact whatsoever. They take 58 damage from Emmy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Massacre on the A site. London Lynx IGL may as well have just said go to A site and just fall over, because that's exactly what's just happened there. Unfortunately for them, but they are going to be able to purchase now into this round. Rifles are going to count AK-47s all around, and
right back. Going to be watching for the push. Gets the first one onto Mo, and the second one onto Neil. But it's just waiting. Ping gets 1, 2. That's the bomb down. That's not what you want to see. Charles coming in from the fence, and now Ping's surrounded by all sides, and they get the kills. And now 2 versus 3 situation. The bomb should go down on this B site, but they're just waiting for Cyber to collect it. Unfortunately, that does allow the rotations to come in. Emmy pings off a shot. Now the bomb will go down. It's a 2 versus 3 retake situation.
Yeah, London Lynx at the moment. Like they might just show a little bit of flair coming into this game. Emmy and Jay have got a lot to do at the moment, but Emmy's going to find himself one. Brody at the other side of the smoke. Trials going to find some frags, but Jay going to be able to find a shot with the open. Well, we were just about to say London Lynx, that looked like a round that was definitely there. Emmy and Jay with an absolutely fantastic retake, and that's going to bring us 14 rounds to 5, getting very close now.
The good thing for London Lynx is that they got the bomb down. They get that extra $800 despite losing, so they can still buy up into this round. Maybe not the utility that they'd want, especially on the C side of Cash, but they have 2 smokes, which is enough for mid-control. A shot rings out, but doesn't connect with anyone. Now a little bit of a default. Playing rather far back is right back towards that B site. They've got a main control and they've got squeaky control, so it's enough. Actually, there was a bit of spam onto Brody from Highway. That's Emmy taking down to 57 HP. That's the good thing with these M4A4s. You have a lot of ammo to spam through any surface or any door that you would want. And now, I was going to say a little bit of lag, but no. Just right back, walking around. And fortunately, for the London Lynx side, it looks as though they're going to be going towards this correct site. Only pings there. Let's see if he can deal with this attack. Yeah, it does have Emmy on Highway to give some backup if Neds do decide to go to the side, which looks like they certainly do. 40 seconds remaining on the clock, so you know, a hit to come out in just a moment. I was about to say it's going to be a tricky one for them. No utility at all. And Ryback going to be the last one alive. Had to do just an absolute dry run into that site. Ryback's going to go down by the hands of Mog in the end, and unfortunately for London Lynx, we are going to see Neds on map point. This is map number 1 of a best of 3, so if we do get to 16 rounds, don't go anywhere because there is still another map for London Lynx to get back into this. But I would suggest at this point 15-5, I think you'd probably agree with me, Viper, that this one's probably going to go into the hands of Neds. It probably will, but this is Counter-Strike. You can never count anything out. Jay does get the first kill onto Ryback. That's the B player. Jay gets the second one onto Brody. He's now in mid. Emmy gonna try and take down Trials. He doesn't, but gets the headshot onto Trouble. Now it's just Trials and Cyber 1 versus 2. Jay gets 1 kill, and Trials goes down 16-15 in favor of Neds on their map pick. Well,